Oop. Wait, switches to the right camera.
Big on.
No, she hasn't.
It won't switch to the other camera, so here we are.
That's a,
Someone's mixing up with it.
Yeah,
that's a,
she doesn't want to be there anyways.
well, I mean, that's it.
You still being online?
No, she's not even.
No, we're gonna start this one.
We're ready?
Yes.
Hey, just gonna call the meeting to order, so move on. You want some?
Well, it's fine.
All right, good, wait, you think? Sure. You? Yep. Perfect. And second by,
Sure. I'll let you.
that the meeting be open at 5:02 p.m. All in favor? The adoption of the agenda, so moved by.
Gina.
And second by Holly. That the draft agenda dated June 9th, 2025 be adopted as prepared. All in favor? Carried. Any disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof? So I'm gonna declare just for 6 for summer camp. Anything to do with summer camp, but I can be here as an advisor for that is if we need, I just won't vote on anything. Whatever. So the adoption of previous minutes, moved by. Perfect, thanks, Holly. And second by. Yeah, okay. That the meeting, that the minutes of the Recreation Fitness Committee of May 5th, 2025 be adopted as supervisor. All in favor? Period. Any presentation allegations? None. Moves us to 6. So for summer camp, financial review.
Okay, so what I did is I sent a report to everyone that kind of just broke down the financials based on last year we did a trial run of doing the 2 weeks. So we take for granted that a certain amount, like we're not gonna break even and this is going to cost the township some money. So last year we the loss was, I think, like 139 or something, like something pretty close to break even. And then I just broke down the numbers that if we run at the full capacity, so week 1, we would be 48 and week 2, I think was 36. If we're full capacity for both of them, the estimated loss was 256. If we do just 1 week at 75% capacity for the first week, then we're at a loss of $1,723. So it depends on, do you guys have a chance to read over the report? So it just kind of broke down, yeah, like if we're running at full capacity versus if we're running at 75% capacity, if we want to do the 1 week or if we want to do 2 weeks. Right now we're sitting at 28 registered campers out of 48 would be full capacity.
Okay, right.
We're sourcing at 28 for week 1, but week 2 kind of came up recently, so we haven't advertised for it yet. But we would have some interest in it. Okay. So
A couple of quick notes here, I guess, is camp registrations are low everywhere this year. I know of a lot of camps that usually sell it that are still like 60%. My camp, Reptar Camp, is also not as busy as previous years, not down very much and starting to kind of catch up, but just slower. YMCA is low. Everybody that I've talked to, and I've talked to 15 camps over the past 2 weeks, because I was a little bit concerned about registration. Everybody is saying the same thing. That being said, the Barnfield camp specifically is always super late as well. So we usually set up some sort of a registration deadline. There's a lot of families that end up missing it, and then I end up getting, when we can't start Monday morning, I get a ton of messages Saturday, Sunday, and usually end up taking everybody, but I'm not super worried about, the registration aspect. I think it'll catch up, and it's just our typical community being kind of later to the game than usual.
I mean, even those costs, I mean, if we had to hire some students for a couple weeks to put a camp on, I mean, even what we're losing out, our loss there still.
Yeah, and if we had to take on training everyone, if we had to take on,
Right.
Managing
A 2 week
it, our
camp turns into
costs.
a month of employees.
Yeah,
Because with all your training.
so this is just based on previous years, but if we were to take it on, those costs would fluctuate pretty significantly. So then we come to the motion, which I know Dan needs to read because that we need to decide which it is, like, do we want to do 1 week or 2 weeks?
Right.
Do we want to put in if we don't have this number of people by this date, then we say no to number 2. Although when speaking with the reptile camp, we were made aware that like there's a lot of flexibility in the number of staff we pay to be here if registration numbers are not what we need them to be. So you guys have to make that call.
No mover. It's you two, right?
Yeah, look that way.
Okay, moved by Holly, second by Sheena, that the Recreation Fitness Committee accepts that the Bondfield Summer Camp financial review report, and that the Recreation and Fitness Committee recommends to council that the Bondfield Summer Camp operate on.
So we can say July 14th to 15th and August 10th to the
July 14th to
The
the.
15th?
To the
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry.
15.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, July 14th to the 18th, and then it was August 10th, I believe, to the 15th, 11th to 15th, sorry. If you guys want to do the 2 weeks,
Right. I know a lot of parents in the community like doing the 2 weeks, like there's parents that share custody, so then their kids are able to come, grandparents, a lot of times the grandparent or the grandchildren are going in. I mean. The reason why one person would pick 1 week and another or whatever, so, but I like the 2 weeks. We only put ours in for typically 1 week. Cause we have so many other things going on, but, and I assume that that's probably why. Maybe camp registrations are down in
So
sense, what?
the township wasn't offering a second week until Reptile Camp knew whether or not
Whether
they had
staff.
enough staff.
Yeah.
Staff, okay.
So it's been. It's been
I
a
can
testing
imagine.
season for staff. So the 1 week Reptile Camp knew we had enough staff for the 1 week for sure. We have people that work like full-time careers now and each that are working camp that
Okay.
committed to booking holidays to coming back to work that 1 week.
Oh, wow.
They can't book 2 weeks of
2 weeks.
holidays.
right?
Yeah.
So the second camp was a little bit tougher. We're talking hired enough people to run the second week at less registration.
Okay,
And when I say less, like usually we cap it at 48. 1 year we had 72.
oh, wow.
The numbers I was originally given was 48 and 36.
Is what we want to cap it.
Yes,
But the 1 year we capped it at 48 and I took 72. And then it just depends on how many
as long as we can
staff
safely.
we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to properly run it.
Hmm.
And if it's all new staff, I won't know capabilities
Yeah,
to keep it safe until a little bit later. So that's why Reptile Camp sent the information to Cassandra last week to review. Just to be like, hey, the first week, let's keep it to 48, let's not go over it.
Mhm.
And then the second week, let's put it a little bit less, because a little bit staff, but. All this could fluctuate and we could end up taking more than 48, more than whatever I recommended, the 36 or whatever for the second week. Based on,
so if we run
So-
second week though. Like we're guaranteeing that that there will be a second week camp, like if we make it an offer that people can register their kids, cause I'm just thinking about. people letting their daycares know that their kids aren't gonna be in daycare for a week or whatever. I would really hate to offer a second week with the potential of not being able to actually.
So I think those are all things that you guys are discussing tonight. As far as I'm concerned, I have enough staff for it, if we keep it to 36 and under.
Okay.
The budget doesn't work great with
So
that.
we can, I think the option was that we could strike out that last part and just, because we
It
have
says,
confirmation.
minimum registration of 50% capacity, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then, like I say, based on how the summer goes, I might say, hey, you know what, open it up more.
Yeah,
I always have that flexibility and
okay,
kind of final say on numbers, and we've always kind of tried to take everybody that wanted to be included,
okay.
as long as we have the numbers to keep everybody safe as well.
Well, and I think it's just a good opportunity for residents of Bonfield to have the camp right here.
Yes,
Exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
And in August, a lot of daycares close during that week. A lot of them is mid-August for a whole week.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I feel your numbers will be probably better in August than July.
So we have the option to adjust the motion as we need to, right? If we don't want to keep that last section, like that it cancels,
Red, yeah, cancels.
we're able to do that because we had confirmation that there's flexibility in that. You're welcome to do that as well, and just keep it that you, if you guys want to do the 2
The
weeks,
summer camp operates.
And then
July-
just-
July 14th to the 18th, August 11th to the 15th.
depending on
Mhm.
whatever that sentence.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, it's just based on availability, resources, community interest.
Yeah.
So are we stroking?
That's,
I mean, yeah.
I would agree with
You
that.
gotta give people the guarantee that there's 2 weeks of camp.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want people to think, okay, I'm gonna register, then is it not gonna happen?
Yeah,
So I just.
well, I can imagine in people's minds, like, if they say there's potential to cancel, they'll just wait to find out if it is gonna be,
Right.
if the numbers are, you
Yeah.
know, and then in which case we've just shot it down, so.
Yeah.
So I would, my personal feelings, run the 2 weeks and then if, the 2 weeks don't work out, the second week doesn't work out, well, then next year we know.
then we,
Then we know for sure, yeah.
Right, I mean, we gotta test the waters.
And it is a different economy right now too. Absolutely.
Right.
Lots of job losses right now.
And
Like,
that's what, this is so good, it's. Where else do you send your kid to a
Exactly.
camp for $100?
Exactly,
$25.
100%. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it, like I said,
I think
it
so.
really benefits the residents of Bonfield. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just leave it at that, we'll stroke everything off and leave it for the 2 weeks.
Good.
All in favor?
And then just so everybody's aware, what we came up with for the cost. Is really just for staffing, so we're talking pays for. All the staff, but we bring all the equipment, craft supplies, all the games, all the activities, so there's no other. Cost included. So all of our camp has like Steve Lee with us, like staff training, and police checks and first aid and CPR, and we use all of our own equipment, all of our craft supplies and everything, so it ends up costing. Our camp, it ends up costing the Reptile camp, another $500 or $600 in materials and stuff like that, that. We never charge back, we just wanna run a. Fun program, so the only way to do this is really to just invoice for the staffing that we have for those weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Items for community discussion, so number 7, so 7C is vulnerable sector check.
that might be wrong. So we on here, sorry, that's just the next motion.
Where are we?
We're on a
What
day,
you do, I mean,
Canada Day.
we're on Canada Day.
thank you.
There we go.
Perfect, so 7, so items for discussion, Canada Day, so schedule events.
Oh, you skipped over the community garden, hey,
Oh, there's not even on this one.
not
No.
on
no, but. Do you have it on here?
That's the minutes from last time.
Oh, sorry. Anyways, I need to bring the community garden.
there. Awkward.
Ding it indeed.
This is awkward.
Crowbar in there.
Okay, so
Those
that's,
are the minutes from last session, sir, sorry.
why'd you win? Yeah.
Okay, we can.
Well, like,
it's just something simple.
Village is a D.
We just would like to get some signs laminated up that says, please don't harvest out of the boxes.
I was thinking about that because I saw the
Oh,
green
the green
onion.
onion,
I was like, somebody's gonna be here. in
We're
the
just
next week
about
or
ready.
two.
They're just about ready, but I mean, we'd rather, because we got them planned in succession.
Yeah.
So, but I mean. If we let them come to full term, there'll be a lot.
Okay.
So if you can make 6 signs up, they can stick in each box. I'd appreciate it.
I would agree, because I was looking at them like somebody's gonna be here too.
Now we go to
Yeah,
Canada.
sorry.
Second, items for committee discussion, Canada Day. So for our games,
Yes,
I know Sarah Dicko was trying to rally the troops
Yes.
to run
yes,
kid
yeah,
games.
yeah.
So that might be something that we can maybe have Marcy
Marcy, how are your frisbee skills?
partner up
Pretty
on.
okay.
Pretty
Okay.
okay.
I mean, I'm not a champion or anything.
But
Yeah.
if that's something you'd be interested in, I know I've been in touch with the gentleman here that runs the disc golf course. He's going to be donating or lending us some of their nets and discs and stuff for the day.
Okay.
If that's something you're interested in helping organize and just basically, I think we'll have about 6. We'll set them up around the soccer field.
Yeah.
And then people just have to, we can try and do like a course
Okay.
kind of thing. It's to get people interested in it.
Okay, so basically you throw the frisbee
You
into the
throw the
net.
frisbee,
Okay.
you get, I can get
Yeah.
you like a
Yeah.
whole rundown
Okay,
rundown
okay.
of how it works. But as if we could have you there managing that
Yeah.
one, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
And
and
that
my
would-
husband is willing to, like, to do, like, he was big in volunteering before, he can volunteer too. But maybe the first time we could be together.
Perfect, if we
Yeah.
can sign the 2 of you up to
Cause you're
manage
talking
that,
multiple, that means multiple children.
yep.
and Keep everybody alive.
Yeah. If we can make one. So we'll sign you up then for
Okay.
the
Their phone frizzy.
for the frisbee. Sarah, I know is trying to get more volunteers to help with the
Struggling.
game,
Yeah,
but she's putting it out there.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
doing the best she can.
I
Oh,
know at the book sale, somebody had approached the library to find out if we were the ones who had posted looking for volunteers for Canada Day. So there was a little bit of confusion, I think, because we were also asking for volunteers for the book sale. So I think they got released at pretty close to the same time. So we just sort of indicated, no, go to the township.
Is this a rain or shine thing as well?
Yes. We do have the fireworks arranged as well. To come out and go.
So when do they happen?
It's earliest, I said earliest as possible, around 9:30 is what he's anticipating.
Okay.
So the only issue that I have with Sarah collecting volunteers is just her wording of this.
Oh, okay.
So shooting my last shot at finding volunteers, volunteers are needed to make our candidate event happen here. So that sounds like if we don't get volunteers, we're not running an event.
Okay, I can talk to her about
So
the.
we're definitely running an event. Sarah has graciously offered to run some games and activities for the kids. And she's trying to get volunteers, but just the wording of this makes it seem like the entire event is
Run by,
whether or not Sarah gets volunteers. It's not-
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to feed volunteers, it's tough with them.
She's trying her hardest,
Yep.
so we will.
yeah, you can see it, she has on North Bay groups and everything, yeah.
It's just a-
So the schedule as it is.
Do you know what time is this? Like, when do we be there? What time?
So the official township portion of it is kicking off at about 5 o'clock.
Okay,
But so the farmer's market. I have them down currently
Mhm.
to go from 11 until about 4. And then the duck race will be at 4:30, we know for sure.
Yeah.
They are still waiting
And
to
time capsule.
hear
Are
if,
they
yeah,
doing that?
the
Time
caboose
capsules?
is, I'm unclear
Okay.
because they were gonna get the paint done, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that's happening.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. But is the time capsule still going?
The time capsule, I believe is still happening. I don't think that's tied to the caboose. So that will be happening around 7:15,
Mhm.
in between the 2 shows.
So Marcy,
Yeah.
we start after the.
Both 5,
What
yeah.
Candidate stuff start. This is Lions Club mostly before that.
okay, so
So
Our
4:30.
So we would ask for you to be here
Yeah.
about 4:30
Okay.
if you can.
Mhm.
Yes.
and is this on actual candidate or is this a Saturday?
On candidate, okay, Tuesday, July 1st.
Then with the amount of changes we've had to this event, the only other concern I have. Is if people come over and they see the farmer's market and the caboose is open. And they think, okay, that's it, Canada Day is over. So I
Yeah,
see a lot of signage to let them know that
There's
these are the
videos,
times, this is what's going on.
is there a reason why the farmer's market's not running
like
later?
like do it 2 o'clock.
Like
get ready
2 to
into
5? 2 to
stuff.
4?
She's struggling to get vendors that are willing to come later in the day.
Okay,
So like it could work out great, right? People can come over, they can do the market. I just want them to know that. The event is still happening
yeah,
there. Vice versa, I don't want people showing up at 5 or 6 for our event and expecting to see the farmer's market. So it's just gotta be laid out and educational for everybody so that everybody knows that it's kind of.
And all of the
Staggered.
promotion can go out this week, like it's
Yeah.
ready to go. I
Yeah.
just wanted to have this
Mhm.
Yeah.
to make sure we were all
Yeah.
sort of on the same page still.
And we know.
And the fireworks are now confirmed and.
Right.
Yes.
We
So
know
And
no matter
musicians-
what.
musicians are confirmed, magician and
Okay.
musician.
And we know that no matter how much we put it on social media and handouts and stuff, people are still gonna be a little bit confused, so we just gotta do a good job of
Yeah.
sign
trying to
it.
share it and
Yeah,
promote it and hang up some signs here. So that we can kind of navigate it.
Okay.
and the Lions
And the
Club.
rocking horse, oh, for the canteen, I reached out to the food bank again, she confirmed they can't do it, so Rocking
Yeah.
Horse is going to do it. We're just waiting to pin down the times that they're going to be doing it, but they will be running the canteen.
Yeah. Great,
And games go till it's dark, I would assume.
Yeah,
Yes,
is there
yeah.
a time for games?
I wanna say like 5 till 9-ish, because we'll start wrapping them up and getting people over towards where the fireworks are gonna be.
and if they're doing the
Disc golf is.
You're gonna wanna,
they're gonna kick her out early
Yeah,
when they're
it's a
set
setup.
up.
yeah, so,
Yeah, and then you're also gonna have hot dogs and stuff, so people aren't really.
Yeah.
Well, there might be kids over there, but usually they want.
I would say shut it down at 8 o'clock
for the
game.
the games,
Well,
yeah.
Well, especially.
Yeah, but then what's I'm gonna be honest,
As
once
a
my
parent.
kids aren't.
Stimulated and.
Like my kid, not so much, she'll sit around and do whatever, but. Yeah, like if we shut the games down too early and then the kids start fussing and.
We have the disc golf
So.
then, so to not be
I
in
think
the
the
way of,
disc golf, we could probably shut down early,
Keep the rest of the
but
stuff.
keep the
going.
Yeah.
rest.
Yeah,
If we
okay.
can, until closer to, like,
Is disc golf about me? Okay,
Yes.
okay, that's
Yeah.
what disc golf.
Yeah.
you have to move because they're gonna shoot fireworks at you.
When they're setting up.
Could be a new sport.
Typically, they set up
Yeah, no, that I do.
like kind of this side of the hill.
Yeah.
In front of the hill. So we'll have to reach out to the fire department, they might allow like kids to access the soccer field. From the other side of the hill and just stay away from where they're setting up.
okay,
Mhm,
They're gonna want. So many feet of.
Yeah.
mhm.
okay.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody comes
Being
near it,
in it,
which makes sense.
and then I don't know how long it's going to take them to set up either, but. I think
Okay.
typically they're there a couple hours prior.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so I can map that out.
And if it's a case of like a loss of volunteers too, like volunteers not committing, then. It can always be like, could they stagger some of the games a little bit, so make it run a little longer and. You know, well, there's ways to kind of work around if you have a lack of
What
it.
time is Christoph?
6:30,
And he's about an hour, right?
45 minutes to.
And where's he going?
So we haven't decided quite yet. Where would you, on the island where we used to put,
It's far enough away from like the music and stuff, so you can
So
hear
kids
him.
can hear and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Under the playground there.
okay,
He usually wants power, right?
Yeah.
There's power.
There's power
There's
out
power
there, yeah.
Typically, how many kids run through?
So. You'll see the same kid sometimes 40 times, 50 times.
Oh, but like how many in the whole, how many would come on in Canada Day?
We've had, we've had events where there's been 20 and we've had others where there's been 80.
I was gonna say 30 to 80 is kind of.
Okay.
The median.
for
Yeah.
Easter, we had close
Seven,
to,
yeah.
yeah,
You had
like closer to
up to
80 or so.
Yeah.
Just thinking Canada is specific in it, like, it's so weather dependent, because we've had some years where it's like cold and rainy, and we've had some where it's so hot that.
And I don't know, this is my first one where it's on a Tuesday,
Right,
if that
yeah.
impacts it
First
as
one
well.
in the evening, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't know.
so we just showed
Good
you
luck.
expense.
Under 100 is a good number.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for one person to
The
make.
question
Yeah.
is 200 people show up.
Yeah.
And typically, like, so I've done my own booths for various things. You never have a ton. You have like a manageable amount. They leave, they go do other stuff. Other people come, your booth, they leave, and eventually people will come back and redo it and whatever. So you're never gonna
You
get
don't get
one
all
party.
80 at once.
No,
No.
no, and if that
Really-
happened, then we would just rotate more volunteers
Okay.
through there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for
we, a word you'll come to love is pivot. We
pivot.
We pivot.
It's a Cassandra word.
Yeah.
Taking that on.
Yeah.
But there'll be also adults for the frisbee as
Mhm.
well, because it's not just for the kids.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
So,
but
thank you. It's fun. You'll have a great time.
No, I used to volunteer in Cavender all the time, and so it's good. It's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
we just can't give you exact numbers.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
We can
No,
tell
but a
you
rough
it'll be a good
estimate,
time.
good, yeah.
You'll have
Under
fun.
100 feels comfortable.
lots of fun.
Yeah.
Any other questions about Canada Day?
So what time do you want us here?
That's a good question. Always as early as possible. If we intend to have the barbecue start about 5:30, I think was the agreed upon time. What do you think?
4:30.
4?
Yeah, 4:30.
Because we need to get all the balloons out and
So I am doing face painting.
you are going to.
I cannot guarantee time. If I
Okay.
can find volunteers that will like take turns or whatever, then it'll go.
We'll send you a picture first.
Oh, it's templates. Oh,
Yes.
templates, and my children will be covered in face painting. I'm gonna send my hubby to work with like full Spider-Man or something, just. Yeah, I'm not saying they're gonna be high quality,
But
I'm
then you
just
paint
saying
on a face.
there will be paint on a face, and if they're lucky, it will come off.
Well,
So.
that's important.
But yeah, I can't guarantee, but I know I'll definitely do it for as long as I
Okay.
can. And if I can find a volunteer, that'll.
What's the
What-
duties? Like who's doing duties and all stuff? So like what's the plan?
The plan was to run through this tonight, then I'm sending everyone a list.
Okay.
Of where you're going to be
Okay,
assigned.
great.
My one question I do have, because it was a huge thing last year, it got hot last year.
Last year was really
Water.
hot.
Water.
Water
Yes.
for guests, because we don't have potable water here, not everybody.
Bring
prepares.
this water bottle.
Yeah, so
Let's just buy a bunch of bottles.
Yeah, buy a
Throw
couple
it in
cases of water.
and not charge. And just come looking and grab them.
Yeah, perfect.
it was very hot.
I remember going to
Yeah,
the
a lot
splash
of
pad
people
'cause it was
were,
so hot.
which
Yes.
would be awesome. If people in the splash pad.
Okay, but you're available all day?
I will be here.
You?
Oh, I'll be here as long as I can.
As you can, yeah.
As long
obviously.
as I can without dying, yes.
And Minnie will be here with me at least. So. And she'll just
Well,
boss.
Mercy, you'd be available from 4 until the fireworks start around 9:30, but I would,
Yeah.
if you want to
Yeah, I
stay
think
for
you said
them.
4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4. Yeah, the fireworks, it depends, like if it's really hot, you might, at firework time, I might go sit at my house and watch. it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
But I'll do
Yeah.
my due diligence before I
Absolutely.
leave.
Did we get new tables?
Ooh, good call.
thank you.
And what are they called? Walkie talkies.
I have the walkie-talkies.
I have to do charades
Yeah, we're gonna
first.
say charades.
Walkie talkies.
I have some that we can bring in, but I'm waiting for see if I can get a deal.
They come on sale.
They do come on
Yeah.
sale, but I do
Yeah,
have some that
yeah.
we use now.
Yeah.
I think it's 6 of them.
Mhm.
But I would like, we need to have our own, but I like a deal,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, when we know fall, you can buy a couple 6-packs for the same price as before.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anybody can get their hands on some walkie talkie for themselves.
You just had some, I don't.
Any other, oh, and you guys will both obviously be here all day?
I'm available probably by 4:30. I'm doing
Okay.
stuff in North Bay for their Canada event. Also with it.
Okay,
And then I think I'm hoping that I can stay till after fireworks. Or it's probably fireworks at the boat as well,
okay,
so I probably have to be there So I'll be here for.
Yeah, and we're gonna we have to do the hot dog thing, so we'll be there for. A bit.
Okay,
So volunteer have a question or something goes wrong, who's the person?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but just.
yep, nope, that's a very good question. It is me and we figure it out.
And we have vests, volunteer vests. or
We have the
something?
best, yeah.
Okay.
But
But what,
you wanted, oh, well, you didn't want,
what?
we want
Hoodies,
hoodies and
Oh,
t-shirts.
t-shirts that say volunteers
Make
on
it
the
happen.
back.
Hoodies and t-shirts?
Yeah,
Summer.
we want
and-
hoodies.
Could be hot, could be cold.
That is, okay, I will look into
We
it.
might even be willing to pay a little bit.
Just for the
Say,
committee
rec
or?
committee? Yeah.
Rec committee, okay,
Like
yeah,
a Leadus. With like the Bonfield logo,
I will look
Maybe.
into it.
like we're willing to pay half.
You could open it up and let the other people who want them
Nope.
pay full.
No, we
Oh.
gotta stand it.
Yeah,
Pay full plus.
yes.
we
So
want
you don't have- yeah.
to know who they can come to complain
Yes.
about what. It's
Yeah.
Like.
We want our
we
stuff
can put
everywhere.
On it,
With the amount of events we've run and.
yeah.
Well, then you're recognizable, right?
Zip up.
Okay, but then you all have to stay forever, cause we're not getting new ones.
Pass them on.
That's why we're paying for half. If you work at like, if you,
Where's the large, extra large?
if you work with like King Sports, they'll just keep it on file. So if eventually you gotta order 2 t-shirts and a hoodie, they'll run small quantities, right?
Okay. But for right now, we do definitely have the vets that are,
The fluorescent
So exciting.
vests.
Yeah.
Well,
great look.
I think we should all dress up in like 60s wear.
Oh my god, I'm not doing that.
I can get those,
I'm not dressing in anything.
on the eighth.
I need to be comfortable in loose fitting clothing. I'm
Okay.
A
dying.
moo moo.
No.
Any other Canada?
Look for our topics.
Any other Canada Day related things we need to address, and then I will put this all together and send everyone a list of what you're going to be responsible.
So we have the 2 bands, we have the magician,
Yep,
The hot dog. and
kids
cakes.
games. We have,
Duck race,
Yeah,
time capsule.
That's
yeah,
the
that's
one.
mine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like.
No, no,
have a
yeah,
full
yeah.
day.
so yeah,
Yeah.
okay, as the day goes, it is farmers market, Lions Club doing their stuff, and then the duck race. We'll have the library, the story walk all day.
Yes, yeah. we'll set that up.
And then at about 5 is when the official stuff will start.
Yeah.
We'll do the barbecue, the band will start,
Mhm.
the games will start. And then the disc golf will sort of be going on at that same time, and then the magician is at 6:30.
Yeah.
And then we'll do the so 7:15, we'll do the capsule.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then the second band goes, and then when they wrap up, hopefully it's right on time for the that sound right to everyone.
Yeah.
So,
Is there multiple games?
yes, so
Okay.
they're doing they have Giant Sorry is one of the games.
Oh, cool.
And then I'm waiting on confirmation with the second. It's gonna be that they're doing.
Library has giant Jenga,
Bring
like
that, please.
homemade giant Jenga.
Yeah.
So we can definitely roll that out.
Okay,
The township would like to take that.
oh, and you asked about cornhole boards before.
yes,
So I can bring a couple and drop them off, I just won't be. Available, I don't think, to set them up or man them. Or take them down.
If they want to do potato sack races, I got feed sacks.
um,
But they can loan you
I'll
a
watch
few
you
sets, however, this is, think you need. You know, just get in here
and then
Or
that's
put-
plenty of activity.
from where the kayaks are or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta remember, you
We
really
need
have
people
so
to
many,
run them.
so many volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for Canada Day? Or,
I do have a quick question about
Yeah.
the farmer's market. Actually, I gotta look at the labels. Never mind, I don't have a question about farmers.
okay, we gotta just. Or
Okay,
you,
yeah.
cause we won't have. quorum.
Yeah. Oh, just realized, okay. Sorry, keep going.
Okay, so no more questions about
Nope.
Canada Day?
Keep
Okay, great. Next,
So 7B Halloween,
yes,
so I see the sponsorship and donation letter again.
so I have the sponsorship donation letter, if you wanna start taking that and handing it out to different businesses. Let me know who you've handed it out to. I'll create a spreadsheet so then we can keep track that we're not double dipping.
Yeah, okay.
And then we will get the house decorating contest and the float decorating out to everyone. We do need to find larger sponsors for those prizes like we did last year. We had Browns gave 500 and DevCon, what's it? Was it
Yeah,
DevCon?
that's gone, yeah.
Was 1,000, so, and that worked out pretty well for the prizes. I thought I think everyone was happy with the amounts.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make it work, people will have to put that much energy and cost into a float.
But all of that, the donation letter is there.
Okay.
So we want to start handing that out, let them know to contact us. Any money needs to be made out to the township of Bonfield. Donate, candy donations need to come to us. We'll sort them here, all individually wrapped.
Mhm.
No Rice Krispies cars.
They can come here, but they'll stand.
Then vulnerable sector check.
Yeah, so we just want to get everyone up to date with their vulnerable sector check. So the instructions, I can give you the letter and everything, and I just need your full name.
Okay, so I don't go to the police station
You do,
anymore?
you have to do it online,
Oh, okay.
but I need your full name because I have to write a letter and that has your full name, and then you give it to them,
Okay.
upload it, and then it's free to do.
Oh, okay.
It just needs to come on our letterhead.
Okay,
So anyone that we're having volunteer, we're gonna make sure that we're getting up to date for that.
are they as slow as they once were, or are they a little quicker?
I submitted on Thursday, still waiting, so.
Okay,
I think they're faster than they used to be, but it still is process.
Oh.
There is a motion for this. Because we didn't have an outline sort of policy on how long they're good for. I spoke to the OPP and they said it's up to the organization, so this is up to us to sort of say, hey, is it 1 year, 2 years, every 6 months? What,
Why not turn on council, cause that's what we're.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sentenced to.
sure,
That's a long time.
but that is a long one, yeah.
Also, the organization, it will 6 months to a year if there's a kid. I'm fine with whatever, because I think.
You're into that, but,
But you
4
have,
years is a long time.
Can we do 2 years then?
well, how, does it involve us after, do we get like, or is this a Cassandra thing that she just? keeps
How quick
going?
do we get through court?
Fill it up and
Cause it only shows up once they've been convicted,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
charged.
Everything will show up.
Oh,
under
really?
Vulnerable sector,
Oh, okay,
So
everything,
we-
can't
okay,
get forgiven.
witness,
okay.
everything. 2 years.
it's, how do you guys?
No.
I'm good with whatever.
I mean, really, what activities are we running? We do the Canada Day
Easter.
and then
Canada
Easter,
Day.
yeah.
Easter,
Potentially
the
Christmas.
Christmas
Yeah,
one.
Christmas, yeah, okay, so it's,
I would say 2 years,
I
really.
think 2.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
So move by. Second by. Wait. That the Recreation and Fitness Committee recommends to council that the vulnerable sector check be considered valid for 2 years. All in favor? Nice and easy. No committee motions. No correspondence. And adjournment. Move by. Second by Holly. Yep. The meeting be adjourned at 5:39.
Ooh, that's.